In this video, we'll be comparing 4 CarLinkit AI boxes to see which one should you be buying. In increasing order of the price value, here we have the T-Box Lite, the T-Box Plus, the T-Box Max, and last but not least, the T-Box UHD. Apart from the T-Box Lite, which has just the one memory option of 2 gigs of RAM with 32 gigs of ROM, the rest of these here are the top variants where we get 8 gigs of RAM with 128 gigs of internal memory or ROM. I've already uploaded very detailed review videos for all of these devices on my channel, and there's even a comparison video between the Plus and the Max. Do check those videos out, but after this video, of course, in order to get a deeper understanding to help you make an informed purchase decision, be sure to watch this video till the very end, as I have an exclusive discount coupon for you all to use on your CarLinkit purchases. So without further ado, let's get on with this video. In terms of similarities among these 4 devices, well, there are only 3 that I could think of. In order to start using these devices in your car, the connection method is very similar. Just plug and play, which is the first similarity. It takes less than a minute to connect each one of them individually, after which you'll get to see all of the apps on your car screen, allowing you to take full advantage of these units. All 4 devices support wireless Android Auto as well as wireless Apple CarPlay, which is another similarity. And the last similarity, which is applicable for every CarLinkit product, is that you'll get a massive 20% off on all of your CarLinkit purchases if you use my exclusive discount coupon. Let's finally take a look at the list of differences between these 4 devices. While the T-Box Plus and the Max are compatible with cars that have wired Apple CarPlay functionality only, the T-Box Lite as well as the T-Box UHD both are compatible with wired Android Auto cars as well, which makes them highly compatible. So if in case your car has just the wired Android Auto functionality, then either the Lite or the UHD would be the only options for you. Where the Lite gets a rectangular box, all of the remaining 3 boxes get a squarish design, which is another minute difference. The same design pattern follows on the main devices as well, which is not a coincidence. In terms of ports, all 4 of these devices get a Type-C port as well as a micro SD card slot. However, while the T-Box Plus supports a maximum of 256 gigs, all of the other 3 devices support a maximum of 512 gigs of storage, which is straight away double in comparison. All of these remaining 3 devices also get a USB-A port, which can be used to connect other devices such as a dash cam, which works really well, at least for me. SIM card slots can be found on the Plus, Max, and the UHD, while a small switch hole or a button can be found on just the T-Box Lite and the T-Box UHD. This button can be used to switch between Android Auto or Apple CarPlay modes in your car, which gives them the wider compatibility we just spoke of a while ago. However, the T-Box UHD gets one more port here, which is the mini HDMI port, making the UHD the most unique device here in the slot. This thing allows us to use the T-Box UHD on any external monitor and not just within our car. I've already showcased this in great detail in my review video. Do check that out after this video. It truly is a fantastic feature. There is one unique design element in the T-Box Max as well, where both the microSD card and the SIM card slots get their own individual casings or trays, providing them a bit of extra safety, which is much appreciated. In terms of the box contents, all 4 devices get 2 USB cables of types A to C and C to C, either of which can be used depending upon your car's compatible ports. The Max and the UHD also get a metallic SIM ejector tool each, and the UHD alone gets a short mini to HDMI cable because of its unique HDMI functionality. In terms of design, there is also one more difference, wherein all of the devices get customizable RGB lights that can be modified in their own dedicated app, except for the T-Box Plus, of course, which gets these lights instead. And as you'd correctly guess, the T-Box Lite is in fact the lightest of the lot, weighing at just 44 grams, while the UHD is the heaviest one at 104 grams, which is another difference. Connecting them in the car, we get a difference in the boot up times as well. Starting from the longest time taken, the T-Box Max took around 34 seconds to boot up. The T-Box UHD took around 30 seconds, the T-Box Plus took around 10 seconds less than that, and the T-Box Lite took the least amount of time at just around 18 seconds. However, given the fact that the T-Box Lite has the least amount of features as well as specifications, it's no surprise here that it is the fastest to connect, at least initially. Once up and running, the T-Box Lite interface, as you'd expect, is the most straightforward one without any widgets on the screen. This is mainly because the T-Box Lite comes with Android version 10 out of the box, box, while the remaining 3 devices get Android version 13. However, using the built-in Phota app in all of these devices, we can upgrade the software versions of each of these units as and when they become available to us by the brand, which is highly convenient. In terms of processing power, starting from the least powerful one, the T-Box Lite gets the all-winner A133 chipset, the T-Box Plus gets the Qualcomm 6125 chipset, while both the Max and the UHD get either the SM6225 chipsets or the SDM660 chips, which are the ones that we have here. The easiest way to spot the difference between those SM6225 and the SDM660 chips is the inclusion of the USB-A ports in the SDM660 chip devices, which is missing in the SM6225 chips. So if your priority is also an extra USB-A port just like me, then I'd recommend that you also go for the SDM660 should you decide to buy either the T-Box Max or the T-Box UHD. Anyways, looking at the main menu now, there is a bit of a difference here as well, where the Lite gets a side dock at the bottom, while all of the other 3 devices get a side dock on the right, which may be on the left side in your case. We also get a draggable floating bubble in each one of these devices, which shows shortcuts to the most used features such as the back button and the accessing and or clearing of all recent apps. Like I said, all of these get wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto functionalities, but since the T-Box Lite does not get a SIM card slot unlike the others, accessing the internet on the Lite would require you to connect the device to a hotspot enabled mobile phone within your car at all times, which would also mean that you will be able to make or receive phone calls on the Lite only via your Bluetooth connected device, unlike the other AI boxes where you can use a different SIM and contact number altogether. So if you want to get an AI box in order to use a separate SIM card in it, then the T-Box Lite might not be the one to go for. And in terms of functionality, you can use any one of these devices to watch movies, listen to music, navigation, YouTube, Netflix, even while driving, which is especially useful for your co-passengers though, and not really recommended for drivers. No matter the number of apps you open up in most of these devices, there is hardly any lag or latency whatsoever. You can even play games on these devices, which I assume would be highly useful for kids traveling in your car to keep them entertained while you drive. However, I did notice that the Lite, being the least powerful one here, is a bit laggy while gaming. Games are playable, but there is a noticeable latency while gaming, which might not be the preferred choice. In comparison, the UHD is slightly faster among all of the other devices here when comparing any app or feature, but that is a given since this is the most expensive one of the lot as well. In my opinion, the only benefit of buying the UHD over the Max would be the addition of the HDMI port with a slightly better and optimized performance. The only benefit of buying the Max over the Plus would be the addition of a USB-A port with, once again, a slightly better and optimized performance. And the benefit of buying the T-Box Plus would be to get the best of both worlds, performance and budget, and is perfect if you don't care about either a USB-A port or an HDMI port. However, if all you want to do is to keep your kids or co-passengers entertained with occasional YouTube videos or Netflix movies, then the best option for you is going to be the T-Box Lite, which would also help you to save the most amount of money. On the flip side, you can game on a bigger screen using the UHD, which obviously has its own unique advantage. For your convenience, I have consolidated the price of all of these 4 Android AI boxes that are showcased here in this video. As you can see, the cheapest one of the lot, which is the T-Box Lite, goes for around $70 US, while the most expensive one, which is the T-Box UHD with the USB-A port, the one we saw in this video, goes for almost $200 US. The prices here have a tree-like structure where a lower model top variant is about the same price of its immediate upper model's lowest variant. However, with my discount code HarryWT, you can save 20% of that price, where the effective final price now ranges between $56 and about $158, which is massive. Just don't forget to include my discount code HarryWT to take benefit of that extra discount. No matter which device you opt for, you cannot really go wrong with either one of them, as all of these devices are extremely useful that will help keep you and your family entertained throughout your journeys. And if you're looking for a Qi2 magnetic charger for your latest iPhone or any phone for that matter, then check out my review video of this Minix MCC01 charger, which by the way has a built-in cooler as well.